are the tips to jumpstart your creative writing. First one, if you don't read, you can't write. If you surely want to write, you need to read. Sure, right? At any time you could sit down and, having never read a poem, write a book of poems. But there's the thing, they would probably be awful. If you want to be a great writer or even just a marginally good writer, you have to read. You have to know what has been done and what people are doing now to gain any sense of what you should be doing. Next, conduct research. Don't just read other stories or poems. Research a variety of media for facts and ideas that can improve your writing. Many writers keep running around reference texts that have come across in their research. You may want to do the same, but remember, even if you're writing make-believe, it still needs to be believable. Next, find your voice. Don't get hung up on Shakespeare or Christopher. Those writers add rules, values, tastes, and entire world weaves that supported their creative processes. Don't pretend to be something that you're not. Write in your own time, your own culture, and mostly importantly, in your own voice. Find a style and a tone that reflects the most authentic version of yourself. It's one of the most important steps in creative writing to make your creativity and your own world with your writing. And the next one, make a routine and stick to it. With any craft, success demands discipline. We love the romantic notion that writers produce books in a creative frenzy after being struck by a sudden flash or brilliance. But the truth is that the writers work at it with a set of disciplined routine that demands daily writing. Next, don't mistake mystery. Don't get caught in the trap of thinking that just because something is difficult to understand it, it will create an air of mystery that will draw the reader in. This is rarely true. Don't sacrifice clarity for cleverness. People generally don't enjoy reading things that are obscure, whether this effect was achieved on purpose or accidentally. Resist the urge to be complicated for the sake of being complicated. Next, practice the craft. Writing is a skill like any skill. You have to practice it constantly if you want to be good at it. It doesn't mean, however, that you should just keep dumping words into your computer day by day. You need to practice with focus. A number of noteworthy books addresses the subject of craft. Some speak to specific audiences and some to more general audiences. Next, reach out to others. Language is inherently social. Don't be a bookmish hermit. Meet others who are writers or who are interested in writing, especially if their interests are similar to yours. Discuss your projects, their projects, what you have been reading, and where you have been submitting. Share your work and your feedback with other writers, and respect their skills and their environment. Revise. Rarely or super rarely will your writing be right the first time. Sometimes you fail, but much more often you simply need to revise again and again. Yes, it can be tough. Learn to revise. Take a step back from your work and approach it with a critical eye. Take advice and input from others. Be ready to make some painful revisions to pursue the great literature. Next, kill your darlings. This is the classic writing advice. Your darling could be a line, a scene, a poem, or even an old story. Sometimes you can become emotionally attached to the piece of writing that you're absolutely sure it can be brilliant. But for one reason or another, they just don't work. A lot of times the reason it doesn't work is because it's not that good. It's not, really. Cut it and get on with your life. Your efforts are better spent working on something new. Next, submit widely. If you want to get serious about writing, submit some of it for publication. Even just as an exercise, preparing work for submission can be a rewarding experience, as it forces you to really take stock of your writing, what is it doing and who it is written for. Know what else is rewarding? Getting published. But you can't get published if you don't submit, so get your work out there. The best approach is to do what some call shotgun submissions. Here you will pick about 8 to 10 different journals or magazines and send out as much as work as they allow at once. On the other hand, don't expect to make any money out of it either. Also prepare yourself for rejections. They happen a lot. Learn from them. And remember that literally everyone who is ever published has a collection of rejection letters.